Okay, well, here we are on Floundering. Greatest podcast ever.
I mean, greatest to ever do it, quite frankly.
That's what they're saying.
Yep.
Today we have a very esteemed guest with us. You may know him from his work as a stand-up, from his work as a co-host of Exploration Live, the hit podcast. Or we might just know him as being, if I may, a certified sweetie pie.
I was going to say, with no context whatsoever, I would wager to say we've got a certified sweetie pie in our midst.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Please welcome to your ears, Charlie Bardey.
Ooh.
Hey, hi you guys.
Hi.
What's up?
How fabulous is this to be here?
So fun.
I mean, what?
It's just awesome.
A treat.
No, for everyone. I'm having a good time so far. I'm feeling good. The vibe is right.
Yes.
I clocked a dynamic that I said earlier, but now I'm going to say it again on air, which is that we are sitting on the C couch, aka
Sure.
it's Charlie and
And
Carey,
Carey.
and then the other couch is reserved for the other letters of the alphabet,
Right.
aka Isabelle.
AKA I and everyone else.
Right.
And so,
Um,
if Connor wanted to come into this podcast,
there
he
would be
wouldn't
3
be
to
able
1.
to.
Oh
I am
my God.
fully
Or
outnumbered.
We
I
would,
mean,
we
can
would make
it work.
room.
Yeah.
You could, it would be cozy, but
Yeah.
But
of
this
course,
is definitely a love seat, as they call it.
I would say if you were to take the example of this room so far, most people, extrapolating from this, most people's names start with C.
Mm-hmm.
And then very few start with the other letters.
Well, some would call me the 1%.
You are in
Yeah.
In this scenario.
You're the 25%.
I'm
You're
the
the
25%.
in this
yeah.
room. I'm curious if that is borne out globally. I don't know.
We haven't done
We
the
haven't.
work
We just
on
haven't done the
data.
numbers. So this is an opportunity for the listeners to write in and
Yeah.
say, is that true in your life that about 3/4 of people in the world's names start with C?
Honestly, that is how it feels sometimes.
Sometimes it
I mean,
is.
honestly, I'm hard pressed. Every time someone's like come up with like, do you remember that name game growing up
Mhm.
where it was like, say like a name or like a word
Yeah.
before your name
Mhm.
and like the letters need to be the same.
Yeah.
And I was always like, well, fuck, like
Yeah.
icicle Izzy.
Right, you're like igloo.
Oh, I hate that
Igloo.
shit.
It's all in the
It's
same
all
world
icy.
of ice. It's like it's
Right.
not
And it's
that
a
fun.
cold, frigid environment that I'm dealing with. You
Right.
guys have candy.
Right. We
you
have,
have
Isthmus.
carnival.
a
I mean,
isthmus.
C. It's like you can't even.
Isthmus.
It's like C. We have everything.
Aisle, like like an aisle, as in like
Like
the
the
aisle of
Yeah,
Aisle of
yeah.
something.
Of
There's
course.
one of those.
And
out
even
there.
that when you said
Geographic feature.
aisle, my instinct was.
I went to the
That's an
grocery
A.
store.
I think you're getting that wrong.
I think you're an absolute idiot,
I
and it
think you're a
starts with an
fool,
A.
and
Yeah.
that's not really the impression you want to be giving.
No, of
Let's give you a
course.
better one for I. That's not isthmus, aisle.
Well, does it
Icicle,
have to?
igloo.
Does it have to be an adjuective?
It could be
Oh,
anything other than my own name.
Yeah,
Oh, what game is this?
Well, this is like
it's like
I went to all girls
irritating.
school.
it's irritating.
That's good.
and
Oh.
thank you.
That's really irate.
irate.
That's good.
It's
Sorry,
grating.
These are not good.
No, it's
they
like
are. They're all really. You don't know Isabelle that well, but they're really good descriptors of her.
What about immediate?
immediate.
Instantaneous.
Idiosyncratic is actually
Idiosyncratic.
probably spot on for
That's
me.
pretty good.
If I'm one thing, it's that.
I've never
Idiosyncratic.
learned what that is.
How are
and
you
I-
idiosyncratic?
I feel like idiosyncratic, it's like you've got your things, it's very specific.
Mhm, What I'm curious, and you don't have to have an example because it's hard to come up with one on the spot. What's a thing that you do that makes you be like, people are like, that's weird. Like,
Curious Charlie.
yeah.
I'm
There you
I'm
go.
happy to dig in.
Mhm.
No, and I can already think of 5 examples.
No,
for
and,
you.
Oh,
and I was
really?
gonna
Oh,
say
that's
like
so
if I'm
sweet.
faltering, Carey of course will chime in,
Yeah.
and please do. I've
Carey
had
and Carey.
Carey,
I mean,
of
that
course,
just
Yeah.
it's pretty
Carey,
obvious.
Yeah.
carrying me on her back.
Yes,
the whole
of
team,
course,
quite frankly.
Right.
Breakfast time for me
Mm-hmm.
is one of routine.
Mm-hmm.
Same breakfast every day for as long as I can remember.
As long as you can remember.
As long,
And
well,
what is it?
I would date like maybe 5 years.
Yeah. That's. You can't
which is
remember
enough.
much fast
Beyond
And
that.
who needs much beyond that?
At that point, you're like, if it'll come back up if it needs to.
Exactly.
Beyond 5 years,
It'll
yeah.
bubble to the surface
Yeah,
in
yeah.
inappropriate times.
Uh-huh.
It's simple,
Mhm.
but it's specific.
Uh-huh.
So yogurt, granola,
Yeah, I knew it.
an apple.
I wish I'd said what
Yeah, no,
my
you
guess
should-
was, which
your
was
instinct.
a yogurt-based thing, because yogurt, I feel the same way. I also have it for breakfast by far most days.
Yes.
And it will carry. It works, y'all.
Oh,
And I get why you wouldn't mess with it.
that
Keep
base
going.
that base is versatile,
Oh
but I'm
my
not changing
gosh.
it up.
No, right.
Despite,
You're doing granola. What kind of granola?
Thank you for asking.
Of course.
So
You're-
these
yeah.
days, I'm very hot on Catalina Crunch. They have a peanut butter and chocolate mix that
Mhm.
really complements
seen it
the
a lot on
peanut butter
TikTok.
that I have to have
It
with
was-
the yogurt and the apple
I
as
was
well.
just looking at a granola because okay,
Please.
I'm okay.
No,
My
please.
thing, my yogurt has been historically just blueberries and yogurt with like a little jam.
delicious.
Ugh,
What
and
kind of
it's
jam?
with-
What kind of jam? This is
A
important.
bon maman.
Oh, but
Usually like
of
a
course.
framboise, raspberry.
Beautiful. Thank you for saying that.
Of course.
Sorry for even a coulis even.
Because of, you get the jar, it's fabulous. It's just perfect.
Of course.
But the blueberries, I kind of rely on them being on sale. Otherwise, it's a bit too expensive.
Sure.
And so this time I was recently like, let me maybe mix it up so I don't have to rely on the blueberries. Maybe I'll do like a dried fruit with a granola.
Sure.
So I was just looking at the granola section and I was like, I saw Catalina Crunch, but I went with Brooklyn's own. I actually feel like maybe it could have gone Catalina.
No, but you know what? I took to my source of truth the way I always do when I'm hot on a new product, and I asked Reddit, and apparently Catalina Crunch has some protein in it that's making girls be like, the farts have never been stinkier, quite frankly.
Well, that must be why I see it all over TikTok, because it's all the girls who are trying to lose weight, which apparently the algorithm is like, this is for you.
This is for you.
And they're
It's horrible
all
to
eating
be read like that.
Catalina Crunch.
It wasn't my intention. I just was like, I need something crunchy, and I need something that's going to hold its own in the yogurt environment. There's nothing worse than biting into
Soggy,
yogurt
it's
and your
okay.
granola is a little stale, or it's
I do find the breakfast proposition to be tricky because it's like intense actually.
Of course.
Like today I made eggs, which I don't normally do, but I was like, I'm not going to be able to. I was going to the gym and then out, and I was like, it'll be a while before I'm able to like eat something full, so I want like a fuller thing. And I was like, eggs in the morning is actually quite intense.
Sure.
It is intense.
First thing I was like, oh, this is a lot of like savory flavor. I'm wanting something like kind of mild.
Yes.
Well, and depending on how you cook the eggs, it's like sometimes that's like a really intense thing to put inside your mouth.
No, totally. I was like, whoa.
Because I like to do a jammy, like medium boiled egg, but it's like
That's exactly right.
that's a lot it's a lot to bite into and like sort of deal with that going down.
Sure. And I'm going to go ahead and say at work today, I saw a man with a plastic plate filled with, say it with me, 8 hard-boiled eggs
Okay.
for lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can do 2.
Boom, one at a time.
He's just popping them in, not
It's a
even
lot.
chewing.
8 is too much.
He's juggling them and just like catching
to
them in his
me,
mouth.
to me, that's too much.
Yeah.
He's
I
going
could do
like
4.
I could maybe do 2.
I can do 2.
At that past 2, I'm like, oh, this is an egg. Like this is nothing. There's nothing here
Sure.
beyond.
This is the thing with
this.
eggs is you really can encounter the egginess of it. Talk about idiosyncratic.
Whoa.
There's not much like an egg.
No.
Sure.
and
We don't eat a lot of stuff that has that consistency. Narratively, it's just different.
it's singular
It's just
in
singular.
its appearance and taste.
Not to mention the smell.
And
No.
and talk about walking past a plate of 8 hard-boiled eggs. I said, certainly something has died in an air vent. And that man said, no, this is my high-protein lunch.
Yeah, this is just
There's other ways of getting protein than 8 hard-boiled eggs.
8
Right.
felt.
Maybe 4, and then you just
have a protein shake.
For a protein shake, although talk about lead content.
Oh,
you guys see about
God.
that?
No.
Yeah.
All these protein. There was some Consumer Reports thing.
Oh, shoot.
I mean,
I
who
knew
knows
it was
how
too
true.
good to be true because
Of
I've been
course,
eating
of
those
course.
Quest chips.
By the way, just intuitively,
Yeah.
you're like protein powder.
Right. That can't be right.
Wrong. Like spiritually off.
Yes.
Eat food that's
Eat food.
normal and real. By the way, I have protein powder literally every day.
No.
And by the way,
Not-
peanut butter protein powder is absolutely delicious.
And it tastes so good.
but in moderation, of
It doesn't get
course.
better than
But
Yeah.
have you had the Quest chips?
Oh, it sounds amazing.
Not
They're-
the chips, but a Quest bar. I
So-
feel like they had a moment.
Yeah.
Quest is like really innovating, and you should try their chips because you will be so full after eating like 5 of them, and also they taste like Doritos.
Oh.
So yeah, they
It's
are
like
going
they
to
have
give
the
you cancer.
powder on the chip.
Right, the powder is.
I mean, the stuff they're doing, it's unbelievable.
But it's like,
It
of
is
course, I will get sick.
spiritually wrong.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I'm just saying you should know it if you partake in it. You should just have the full information.
Yeah.
Well, I'm also like, and we don't have to get so into this, but I decided to become a doomsday prepper due to where things are.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm
I
like,
think it's wrong.
We have no choice.
It is going to be all about protein, like efficiency, like
Yeah.
nourishing yourself with
No,
the
it's
basics.
it's we're going hand to hand combat in
Right.
in the years and months ahead. So
I know. I do think I need to do some like disaster prep stuff. I should have like some bottles of fresh water in my
Yeah.
house. Cause you know when I was doing it pre-COVID, I was in my house.
You were ahead
like,
of the curve.
I just was like, I just anytime, periodically, I'd be like, I'm gonna buy a bag of dried beans. Just to
Yes,
have
I always have
them.
a bag of rice.
And I'm just like, and people are like, you have so many dried beans. I was like, yeah, you know what? You never know. And then during COVID, I got COVID basically right away and actually just ate all those dried beans for like 2 months.
oh yeah, I felt like for a while, like if there was an inkling of a snowstorm, I'd be like, so I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna buy 72 cans of black bean Amy's soup. And so that reserve has just like stayed strong.
Yeah,
and you know,
I mean,
so
it is
I can
amazing.
always
But because of
happen.
course, whenever the snowstorm actually does happen, it's going to go ahead and be frozen pizza time. Like I'm not having the beans.
No, of
That
course
is
not.
true.
Yeah, I want something cozy and delicious.
I mean, anytime you make beans or I make beans, you get to the point of the beans where you're like, enough is enough. I can't have beans anymore.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't handle it digestively. I can't handle it emotionally, actually, what this means and represents.
Yeah, and then
It's
when you
just-
start to like really look at the contents and like the presence of it, you're like, well, certainly I can do better than that.
Mhm.
Like, certainly my body is worth more than that.
Yeah, and you know what it is? Because you make so many of them when you make beans.
Yeah.
It's like,
Totally.
I'm going to make a big
You're gonna make
pot
the whole
of
bag.
beans. And then you're like, oh my God, like this is 800 servings.
It's actually
Yes.
burdensome.
And it's actually like, before this goes bad, if you don't want to waste food, it's like you need to have beans for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and honestly dessert.
And guess what? It's going to be for a financial quarter.
It's going to be a financial
It's going to be
quarter.
for one financial quarter.
It's like,
I feel the same way about like when a recipe calls for parsley and all of a sudden you're
Oh.
leaving the store with like something that needs to be carried in
yeah,
a
like
burlap
baby.
sack. Yeah.
This is a thing, I don't know what it will take for me. At my old apartment, I had like herb garden kind of vibe.
Oh,
little.
that's beautiful.
And you know what? It works. The things that are, it's like,
Outside or inside?
I had like a little patio, but it wasn't actually a patio. It was just like the roof of the building next to me
Okay.
that I could like kind of get out onto. They
Cute.
were, my landlord periodically would find that I'd put plants out there and was like, we are going to kill you. And I was like, I don't know what to say.
Do you
I just
want
like
some
joy in
cilantro?
life and yeah.
Exactly.
Can't
Cilantro is
be
very hard to grow. I
Okay.
found mint easy. Mint grows so fast.
Basil, easy, I think.
Basil's
Is it?
easy,
Okay.
easier. But cilantro is always the one that I'm like, I want to just
Temperamental.
have that. But mint is important.
Yeah.
What do you
Useful.
put? What do you put mint in?
I love, you know what? I love mint in a salad.
Yes.
Oh,
I love mint in a salad.
I like a mint basil mix.
Yes, I agree.
okay.
Yep.
You guys should like
Mhm.
go out or something.
We have
Whoa.
similar food kind of instincts.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Let's have breakfast sometime.
Yeah.
We can
Okay.
exchange granola or
Actually, you know what? I
whatever.
bet you mint and yogurt would be great.
It would
Oh, I'm
be.
sure.
A mint
Absolutely.
tea. I mean,
Mint and
mint is
honey.
a good. Ooh, yum.
I mean,
And doesn't it have like healing properties too?
Yes,
Totally.
I bet.
I bet.
anti-inflammatory, no lead in there.
Yes.
Right.
No lead in sight.
Well,
Probably
Well,
a little, just because
although-
everything
it's in the
has it.
soil. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Of course.
I wouldn't be so sure.
Mercury,
Unfortunately.
lead,
Yeah.
yes, titanium.
Yeah.
Right. All of
All the
those.
bad metals.
Hexavalent chromium, that kind of stuff.
You know what's funny? It's like,
Such a
how
clip
are some
from-
metals deemed good for us and others not so good? Like iron, pro iron.
Right.
Right.
Iron
We want
all
that.
day.
Right.
And zinc.
Zinc.
You want
Zinc
that?
is good.
And those are metals.
yes.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be though.
Right.
Yeah. That's like, make that more of a juice or more of a slime or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Something
More of
not.
an organic, but
it's hard.
a
It's
metal,
hard for me to understand. Like iron
You're
is
an
metal.
ore.
I'm putting it in my body.
and you want it.
What
Well,
is
because,
that?
you know, we're full of
I guess it's in blood.
heavy metals.
supposedly.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
This
That's
is
right.
really the essence of floundering. It's talking about stuff
Mhm.
we don't really know.
Yeah,
but
at this
we're just
point,
saying
we're
it.
15 minutes in. Audience is nowhere in sight. Like,
Mhm.
this
No,
is
no,
just
no.
kind of the whole approach.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I do have the thing, but we don't have to do it yet. But I did prepare.
Oh, no.
the thing.
We wanted to kind of just like, we wanted to
Yeah.
loosen you up a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah,
we had to
totally.
get you talking about
But I also
yogurt.
don't know. I mean, I'm looking at how much time we have left. It won't take the whole time.
We have other ideas.
Okay, great.
We-
Yeah, rest
You guys
assured.
bring- okay, great.
Yeah.
I'm
I was
like,
gonna talk
please
about-
don't rely on
And
me
we can
carrying
also-
this for the next 48 minutes.
We can also fill some time.
All right.
Oh
with
my god,
some-
it's
with
actually
some pure
it's actually
nonsense.
scary how
Yeah.
much we can just
I bet.
fill
Most
air.
of our episodes, we said, "Oh, we started and it's over," and
And
I
then
guess
you're like,
now
okay,
we
here's
have
my
to.
10 minutes where I do.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh, we have to go into our last segment and we have no time. It's
I
Yeah.
kind of have two things.
Oh.
my! Well, the more the merrier.
excited.
of
Should I do
course.
both of them?
Sure.
Or let me do one and we'll see if we're in the mood for another.
When I tell you we have no rules,
Yeah. It's whatever
Whatever
you,
feels
whatever
right.
You feel
Okay.
spiritually.
whatever feels right to you.
Okay, I'm going to do one.
Yeah.
And I meant to review this article. This is the situation where I
Wait,
read
can
an
you
article.
ask the question first?
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Okay. So when we do have guests on this
Mm-hmm.
pod, we ask a seminal question, which is, the premise of Floundering Inc. is that we like to esteem ourselves experts in certain categories. We'll read one article and we'll talk for 2 hours about it.
Mhm.
I watch a TikTok about Carl Jung. I'm Jungian.
Of
Right,
course.
of
And now
course.
we, of course, are steeped in Jungian thought. We are analysts.
Mhm.
So
Right.
our question to you is like, what are you an expert in? What are you teaching us a class in?
Okay.
Following that sort of framework,
Okay.
if you will.
With that question, I'm actually going to bump what I was originally going to do to second.
Okay,
Okay.
Yes.
And we also sorry about all the yogurt stuff. Like I knew
Don't
I
be
was going to
sorry.
do that.
Don't be sorry.
I knew I was going
Don't
to do
be
that.
sorry.
All right.
Don't
yeah,
be sorry.
don't be sorry at
Don't
all.
be sorry.
All right.
I just published. It was a huge honor. I was asked to publish a Grub Street diet.
I saw that.
Yeah, and I
Amazing.
talk about the yogurt in there.
Thank you.
Trust me, it's in there.
We're the few, the proud.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
we need to stand strong together.
And I wrote a lot about how I have the same thing too with like breakfast. It's like, you know, the quote from Phantom Thread where he's like, I cannot start my day with a confrontation. That's like kind of what it feels like to have a breakfast planned and ready.
Yeah.
Because before I had like kind of settled into this, you wake up, you're like, and I need to choose a breakfast. No way.
Almost impossible.
This is why
Not
I
a
think
chance.
if he could do one thing in his military state, give us a state uniform.
Mhm.
That I would love.
Yeah, sure, I'll take it.
But anything else, you know,
Mhm.
if you're going to do one thing, that would be great for me personally, and we can erase the rest.
Can I just, before you answer the
transcript.
question, and I know we already sort of set that up, but I do just want to say that I also have a breakfast thing,
Oh,
and
sorry,
it doesn't
we
involve.
erased you.
I was like,
it's okay.
Completely erased you.
It doesn't involve yogurt at all, but I do have one.
lean
Well,
in.
we'll be the judge of if it involves yogurt.
It could involve yogurt.
We
And
don't know until you've said it, and we are kind of experts, so we'll tell you.
And
if
as you
there's
said
yogurt
about
in there.
yogurt, it's a neutral base, so maybe you should
Maybe you should consider
consider
adding it.
slapping
Okay,
it on.
I did. I occasionally,
Let's come up with a way to add yogurt.
Yep.
Tell us what it is.
occasionally it does involve cottage cheese, which
Oh.
I don't know if it's sort
A
of
cousin,
yogurt adjacent.
a step cousin,
It is a step cousin.
once removed.
I would say step.
Step.
They
I
don't
used
get
to do
along.
cottage cheese. I used to alternate between yogurt and cottage cheese. I would do cottage cheese with sliced up cucumber and black pepper
Ooh,
and a little olive oil.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Yum.
Were you artistic with your cucumbers by any?
we were just talking about this.
Was it fun to like arrange them for you, or
No, actually, you know what? I love cooking, and every time I do it, I'm like so weak on presentation. I just don't have the instinct for it. I don't make stuff look nice, and it's a disappointment because often I'm like, I worked really hard on this, and it actually tastes great. I don't know how to put it on the plate so that it's like looks nice in a picture.
Sure.
Right.
It's like this looks like slop, but
Yeah.
I promise it's amazing and actually took all this work. But
it is like that sometimes.
no
Of
problem.
course, yeah.
Yeah,
I
well.
do get fancy with my cucumbers, but that's of course a conversation for another
Another
time.
day, another time, next time
Please,
This is a way
with your
we-
breakfast.
I'll just say it, and you guys can judge it however you want.
Mhm.
Because I like to have multiple different things on my plate. So I'll have a piece of sourdough toast, butter and jam, bon maman, of course,
Mhm.
2 medium boiled jammy eggs,
Yum. Ugh.
2 slices of Organic Valley raw sharp cheddar cheese
Mm.
that I put on the side with my toast.
You're
and
saying
then
food pyramid
Mhm,
on that.
yeah.
I'm saying food
on that
pyramid.
plate.
And then, of course, because everyone needs this, a little handful of Boulder Canyon chips.
Oh.
And I put it all on my plate. And then I take I'll take a bite of cheese with a bite of toast with a bite of
Mhm,
egg. And it's
mhm.
just like,
It all goes together.
Yeah.
Mix and match. Yum.
I love
so that's
Sounds
mine.
amazing.
mix of texture, mix of flavor, mix
Yeah.
of color. That's very
You
important
know, the
too.
only thing I could think of as a way to add yogurt
Sure.
is you could do like a Greek yogurt, like kind of garlic sauce as a base
Oh.
underneath. Like you put the eggs on that. So you do like
that sounds really good.
with like a little bit of, it's like with a little softened with like, or loosened with like a little bit of water, a little bit of lemon juice, salt, and grated garlic
oh my God.
mixed up together. You know, the lemon juice kind of cuts the garlic.
Yes.
So it's not as intense, you know, and then you kind of spread that on the plate, you put the eggs. That's my
This could
only
be
pitch.
what you teach a
don't
cousin.
need that at all.
And by
But-
the way, I was going to be like, and have you considered maybe also adding a bowl of yogurt as like,
Mm,
but
yeah,
like a
that's
small
another way.
one
That's
With some
to the
Catalina
side.
Crunch.
Yeah.
Well, it is the thing about the yogurt that's nice is it kind of hits the like digestive stuff.
Totally.
There's the like,
Right.
you know,
The biome is going to
The
get cranking.
probiotics.
it
et
addresses,
cetera.
but you could do that. You know what actually would work and it would be easy? Put a little kimchi.
Yes.
It's another kind of
I have
Yes.
had kimchi with this particular meal.
Yeah, it goes.
Yeah,
It can
it
go.
does.
I'm
Okay.
so impressed by the jammy egg. I would do that too, but I get so distressed by the peeling of the egg.
It's my favorite part.
How do you do it?
It's so easy.
need the. No, it's not. I disagree.
Do you put
But-
it in an ice bath?
Yes, but it doesn't like it's still. I get impatient and I just rip it apart.
You know what it's kind
So
of like?
fun.
I
It's
feel like a monster when I do.
I
it.
love when like a big chunk of shell comes off and you're just like,
I mean, when it peels and it's like,
yeah.
Yes.
I won the
and
Super
it's like
Bowl.
magic.
Like-
I feel the same way about getting like a clementine where like you're picking at it and then all of a sudden like
it all comes.
No, I love it.
Clementine
no.
is so much easier than
Yeah.
egg. I find egg. See, it's the ice bath and then it like releases because it's like I don't know.
Leave it in the ice bath for like 4 or 5 minutes.
Oh,
You have to let it
maybe I'm
marinate.
getting impatient.
Because if they're hot, it's not gonna. If they're still like, you want them to be warm, obviously, when you eat them,
Because it's nice.
because it's nice to have them be warm.
because of
You're
course it's
right.
nice and pleasant.
You're right.
So you gotta have a good balance. I've been making the jammy eggs for like a few months
And
now.
what's your timing into
7.5 minutes.
Yeah.
from not boiling or from boiling?
boiling. So I boil the water without the eggs in it.
Right.
boil the water, turn it down.
And you're not
in.
adding like any vinegar or anything to help that process?
Should I?
No.
I do vinegar with poached eggs, but I haven't been making poached eggs recently.
Right, vinegar is poached
Never
eggs.
poached an egg a day in my life. It's just
It's fun.
It's one step too far for me.
I like eggs a lot.
Yeah.
I want to do a poached egg. I've never done it, but I will.
Do it.
And I'm going to do the jammy egg, 7.5 minutes, take it out. The trick is you need to leave it in the ice bath for like 4 or 5 minutes. Because that way it doesn't stick to the membrane.
Yeah. And then the membrane is separates. Like it will separate. You will have a
because it shrinks. Yeah. When it gets cold, the egg inside kind of shrinks.
Sure.
That's right.
Exactly, because cells move much slower in
they contract.
Colder temperatures.
You know, it's like, ooh, it's cold.
Yeah. Oh, think about how you are when you're cold.
Right, you're like, ooh,
that's what the egg is doing.
The inside of the white gets all bundled up.
Yes.
And the shell, it can't do that. It's hard. So the shell stays, so it removes itself.
And you'll notice that there's like a little gap sometimes between the shell and the egg.
Yes. Yeah. And when you get one of those when you're Easter egg dyeing, it's like best case scenario, by the way, when you get the one with the little gap.
Yes. Yeah. You're so right.
Yeah.
I haven't done that in 25 years.
It's not my lifestyle, but I believe you.
Yeah,
I trust you.
totally.
That's more of a non-sea couch kind of activity.
That's more of a non-sea couch thing.
We had the yogurt thing, and honestly, like now it was time for the wedge to be drawn.
Right, exactly.
We needed to have some reason
it's like we have like our stuff is that we don't do Easter egg dyeing.
Easter stuff.
Our stuff is we have yogurt. You guys have a podcast together,
right?
And
exactly.
our
and amazing.
friends,
and as long as we have one thing, then
you guys have that. And everybody, that's why this has always worked.
This is why it's worked.
Can't
always.
you feel it? It's like rotating in that way.
Our energy rotates.
100%.
Okay, wait, you need to answer the question.
Okay, so I want to talk about this. It actually is apt for now. I'm going to talk about how Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein. Okay.
Perfect.
So
this will come out in 2 weeks, but totally good.
Totally. Well, the movie will be out, and also it's still just like
and the times
cool
are just of course,
perfect.
yeah, and the times are scary. So
I didn't even think about it's Halloween.
That's why I thought you were saying it.
No, I was actually thinking about the movie, and the reason I said it was apt is because of something I was going to say but didn't, which is that me trying to peel hard-boiled eggs makes me feel like a monster. Like
a monster, yes, of course.
Because I'm just like I want to, Frankenstein is such a story of like someone who like wants to feel and be human, but is like born to and made to never be human, and is like born an abomination. It's totally tragic, and he's actually like a really smart.
He's like a sweet guy.
Yeah, and just the book describes him. It's like half of the book is the book being like, this guy's so fucking ugly. Like they're like everybody who looks at him is so the only real friend he has is like a blind guy, and then when the blind guy's family comes and sees him, they're like, they're like so upset.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the story. So, caveat being, this is largely her retelling of it. So, kind of assumed that there is some sort of like self-aggrandizing or self-mythologizing, right? But it's an interesting story, and you can probably run it through kind of the function of like make this like self-aggrandizing story like probably more true. And there's stuff about it that is undeniably true. So, okay. Frankenstein is written by Mary Shelley. Mary Shelley was a young woman. She was, at the time of its writing, I think was 18.
Oh, Jesus.
You hate to hear it.
Young. Not to me. I think it's cool.
I think
I'm like, 18-year-old me could never.
No,
right.
You know
I
what
have
I mean?
a failing
it's like,
podcast at 32, but I think that's fine.
Of course.
Life's
No, it's
different
only
back then.
it's only fueled by jealousy.
Right.
Yeah,
for sure.
Of course.
Then in that sense, T.
Yeah.
She was the child of these two kind of important or prominent European thinkers. Her English. Her mom, Mary Wollstonecraft, was like an important kind of feminist thinker, agitator. Died 11 days after she was born due to like complications from the birth. Very sad. So she never knew her mother. She was raised entirely by her father, whose name has been lost to time. JK, don't remember it.
The men aren't important.
Yeah.
It is
Scratched
not
from the records.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
But he was also like an important thinker, in kind of an important thinker. And I think they were both kind of on like how we would describe as like liberal. Her mom was like a feminist.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think her dad was kind of like an anarchist thinker. Again, all these things. I read an article about this long ago, or it's in the whatever.
It is in the foreword of the book, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because actually like the original one was published without her name in 1818. And then she republished it later with her name 13 years later in 1831 with her name and with this like kind of story.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I completely believe her entire. I'm like, I don't care.
Why not? It's just fun.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's kind of her origin. She ends up kind of getting with this guy who's a student of one of her father's students, Percy Shelley. Percy Shelley has a wife. He kind of leaves the wife to be with her, and they're kind of like, don't give a fuck. But they are living in basically like kind of, there's like kind of a minor social scandal.
Yes.
Because this guy's like,
It's giving like Ariana, Ethan Slater.
yes, exactly.
100.
It is that. And these are two kind of like intellectuals, or they're in this like kind of intellectual house. The wife, I think, dies later by like maybe suicide. I think the wife basically kills herself because she's like,
There was only like 2 ways out, and it was like you were dying at birth or you're offing yourself. back
because
then.
your husband goes with this. So, and he's, I don't know what their dynamic is. I think they are quite in love. I think they're quite happy together. She really supports his intellectualism. 1 year. So it's like when Mary Shelley's 18 or 17, whatever. They are on vacation with Lord Byron, and then one of, you know the story?
I read it in
Yes.
college, and it's like it vaguely remember. There's a storm.
Yes.
Yeah.
The thing about it that's really cool, that makes the story really cool to me, is that in the year prior, 1815, there'd been a bunch of volcanic activity across the globe, including a really, really big volcanic eruption in Indonesia. It's not Krakatoa. I can't remember the name of it. Mount something. Okay. Big, but like so big that it was like one of these volcanic eruptions where it's like could be heard from like 1,000 miles away. The shockwave went around the earth a few times. It was like this huge volcanic eruption. That was the biggest one, but there were also a few others. It was just a year of a lot of volcanic activity. And it actually led to what is now called the year with no summer. Because there was so much kind of ash in the air that actually like summer just didn't happen. It was kind of like cold and overcast the whole time. So
Honestly, my dream.
kind of like nice and good environment to write in.
Totally.
You got to stay inside.
You got to stay inside. So Mary Shelley is with her man, Percy Shelley, and is with, they must have gotten married if she took his last name.
Sure.
At some point,
We have
whatever.
to assume.
And with Lord Byron, who's like a romantic writer, thinker, whatever.
Yeah.
And a few other people. They're inside. They're at his house in Lake Geneva. They're just like bopping around, and they're like, we're bored, so we're gonna do this challenge, which is that everybody writes a ghost story. Everybody writes like a scary story. Now, the way she tells it, and jump in.
No, you're the expert.
Okay, right. Again,
You're teaching us.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the
so
premise.
The way she tells it is that she's like, you know, they have like a bunch of days to do this, maybe weeks even. Everybody goes off and writes, and she's like, I had no idea what to say. I had no idea. I wasn't coming up with any ideas. I was going out every day trying to think. Nothing was coming to me. I was so behind. Everybody was like, when are you going to write your story? She's like, I don't know. One night, I'm remembering it as being like the night before the stories were due, but it's probably not that.
I'm remembering it like that too.
Yeah, that it was like up against a deadline of some sort, or
Clock
just
is ticking.
there's just some tension because she's like, when am I going to get this done? Right?
Sure.
She has a dream and dreams the entirety of the plot of Frankenstein in full. There had been some like, you know, I was reading on Wikipedia, actually, like I kind of looked this up last night. Separately from this, I didn't think I was going to do this.
Okay.
That like they had passed like a Frankenstein castle, and there was someone who had been doing, so it was like kind of in her head. She was like, or Frankenstein Lake or something, whatever. It had been kind of in her head. But she kind of comes up with this idea, like as she describes it, wholesale in its entirety, and then basically dreams the whole thing, writes the whole thing. It's obviously like amazing. And the version of it, it's interesting because we actually don't read the version of it that she wrote in 1818. We read one that's like a little bit polished. That's the one from 13 years after, which I think it was edited. It's unclear. Like I think honestly I think she probably like brought some of her husband's writing in maybe, but I think it's still largely her. She also made it much more moralistic, interestingly, you know, because it's quite a moral story.
Totally.
But still, nonetheless, she writes this story that is, to kind of put it into context, an important progenitor in the horror genre kind of considered one of the progenitors of horror as a genre, and kind of also founded science fiction as a genre.
Yeah.
So kind of this one girl, 18,
literal girl,
invents two genres that really, really are still so important today. And does it because of random volcanic activity across the world. How cool is that?
It is cool.
And in a vision all at once. Again, her telling, and also kind of cool because she's like, also, it was only possible because she was in a social environment where her ideas were taken seriously, where she was able to take herself seriously, and where she was encouraged to write and also had like the resources and means to write. So all that is context, but it is to me a really cool story. And kind of, it's like genius to me is so compelling when someone and like genius, and one that like genius that kind of visits you.
Yes. Oh yeah.
That's not like you don't have access. And she did do other stuff. I think she has like some other, but nothing as.
Well, I feel like genius is often described as like especially when you're like struck by genius. Like I feel like it's often described, especially in the, dare I say it, Jungian world, as like that actually exists. Like that is its own entity. That's not
like you're channeling something else.
You are channeling like a different dimension, and you are like the conduit, but like you are the vessel, but that exists in a different realm.
Yeah.
I'm also curious, like, did you ever have, because I don't dream that much anymore. Like I feel like, I don't know, the older I get, like the less vibrant and intense my dreams are. But have you all ever had a dream where you're like, that was simply the best idea that I've ever had?
I had one dream that was like kind of a brief dynamic. My dreams are kind of nonlinear, as a lot of people's are, and they can be vivid, but like brief and changing. They're not so sensical. But I had one dream like a few years ago where I had a relationship between two characters and like a line, and I woke up with the name of the characters and their dynamic, and I wrote it down. And I've since pitched it to like a few TV networks and like gotten some. I mean, it's like in the process and whatever. Who knows?
Great.
Ever be. But so that actually was
that's beautiful.
One thing where I was like, that became something.
Yeah.
And I like the next morning I was like, yeah, I get it.
There's a there.
I was like, yeah, there's a show there.
Yeah.
I had a dream when I was in middle school, which I probably told you about, where I wrote this amazing song called Behind These Hazel Eyes. And I woke up and I was like, that's such an amazing song. And then I realized that it had already come out.
You just
and
got
it had come out, like I had only heard it one time, I think. Like
shoot.
So I was just like, that is brilliant. Like here I am once again. I'm torn into pieces. Like
so
it was
can't
so
deny
beautiful.
it.
I'm gonna sing
and I
it.
certainly can't pretend.
But yeah, no.
That's so
what
good.
a banger. That's like that's a true blue. Put me in the back of my mom's minivan on the way back from a game where I was inevitably benched the full time, and let me just belt that.
Yeah. It's so good.
She's so good.
I do like thinking about creativity as something that visits you, that your job is to be a channel for it.
And I think
totally agree.
I think in the same way that like some people are visited by ghosts more often than others, like I think that you can be more susceptible to like that visitation than other people are. Like I think that being susceptible to like a creative visit is akin to being susceptible to like a visit from a ghostly realm.
No, it's like a mindset and a practice. I always think I've done morning pages for a really long time, on and off. Historically, I've done them on a computer.
That's smart.
My
hand hurts.
I know, but you know what? I switched back.
Okay.
I did it because now I'm like, computer equals bad.
Sure.
Generally speaking, screen equals bad.
Screen equals bad.
I just was like, wait, let's go back to the original equation. I was like, oh my God, screen equals bad.
I just wish my hand and wrist didn't hurt, and like I could also get the ideas out faster because my brain is working too fast for the ideas.
But then recently I was like, maybe it's good that actually it's because it can be a little bit too unlinked sometimes. It's helpful to be like, finish the sentence.
And there's something about also like having a notebook with your handwriting in it.
Yeah, you're just like, it's mine.
And yeah.
But I'm torn about it too. And computer, you mean free writing on the computer? It's like, it is nice because you can be like, and
it's the craziest thing you've ever seen.
Yeah,
of course,
you get to be. But I always think of that as like, and it's some days when I do that, it's like not garbage, but it's just like banal and there's nothing there beyond the exercise of doing it, which I think is helpful and meaningful because it helps you to you know, keep the channel active and also helps reveal to yourself what's going on in your head.
Yeah.
Some days though, you kind of like, you write one thing where you're like, oh, that's interesting.
Right.
And I always think of it like fishing, where you're like, not that I fish, I don't do it, but my understanding.
But the metaphor, of course, is powerful.
The metaphor works. You just put the net out or the rod.
Yes.
And then I like net better because it's like, I don't think of ideas as being so, but maybe they are kind of active. You have to get them to bite.
I
don't
think
know.
they're active.
They might be active. Maybe that's better than net. Or maybe like the rod is better. But it's I don't know.
Either way, you're waiting
not
for
Right.
something to be received.
Yeah, and some days you get nothing.
Yeah.
And some days you really do get, and then your job as someone who makes stuff is just to be there and receive it and tend to it once you do. Because then there's a whole craft of like, you got the fish, like
Now hone it.
now hone it. Do you know what to do with it?
You have to bone it. You
Bone
gotta
it,
skin
bone
it.
it.
Hone it.
Never
bone
done
it.
that in my life, by the way. Have any of you guys ever like caught a fish and then like boned it and consumed it?
No, I haven't boned it.
Or skinned it and consumed
I haven't
it?
done it, but I've seen it happen.
I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
And every
I've-
time I do, I say, that's not
That's not for me.
work for me.
No, it actually really is upsetting because the one time I did it, it was like for my dad's 60th birthday. We all went,
Of course.
obviously.
Of
My
course.
stepmom got him like a one-day deep sea fishing trip off the coast of Long Island.
The size of the fish you're pulling out of the deep sea, by the way, simply are not
Why
fish.
are they the size of my body?
No.
It was unbelievable.
really
It
You guys
was
ever
upsetting 'cause I
seen-
was like,
It was
you're
really
like
upsetting.
40 years old.
Of course.
I was like, we got a tuna.
right.
In the like, by the way,
Oh my God. A tuna, by the way, like the biggest fish of all time.
no, huge. And I was like, this thing wants to live.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And we were reeling it in. I was like, let it go.
Let it go.
Like this thing wants
I
to
don't-
live.
Yeah, if there's a conga line of people trying to reel in a single fish, that fish shan't be reeled.
But then I was like, this is the whole thing where I'm always like, oh, I should be a vegetarian, but it's okay with the exception of like, I should eat fish or I should eat stuff that is like caught ethically. And I was like, and this is the ethical
Right.
version of
This
it.
is good.
This is the good version.
Right.
They're
This
like,
is
so
not
what we
factory
do is
farms.
we put a bag over its head
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
strangle it and then make it
Right.
beg for mercy until we say never
Well,
mind.
Yeah,
I had the
exactly.
same thing happen. I did a deep sea fishing thing. This was back when I was in like 4th grade or something.
Was it also for Dad's birthday out of curiosity? I'm like, who is going on deep sea fishing
It's like
trips?
only dad's
It was because we were like
Dad's
in Florida,
birthday.
and it was like
It
we
is.
have to see
You're
the
from
culture. No,
No.
I'm from Pennsylvania. We didn't know, landlocked. But we went and it was like we had to go out super early, and I was tired, and I was like 10, so I was like sleeping in like the cabin while they were out there fishing, and then I woke up to the captain of the boat beating a fish with a baseball bat,
Oh gosh.
and I was like, I'm gonna be a vegetarian now. My mom said that's not what you're.
That's
doing.
not what this house
And I said,
does.
okay.
She's like, good luck.
Yeah,
sustaining
she's like,
that.
so I'm not gonna make you vegetarian meals. And I was like, totally.
Right.
You're like, so
I guess I'm just
won't
gonna be sad.
Be one of them. then.
Wait, but can I bring it back to the fishing metaphor and the creativity of it all
Right.
really
This started
quickly?
with Frankenstein.
So and I'll get there, but I feel like my issue with
Mhm.
typing on a computer is I always have the option to delete everything completely. Like
Mhm.
that I can just like erase.
Yeah.
And with writing, I'm like, well, it's here.
Yeah.
Like and I'm not going to erase it. Like so that I have to work with what's here.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I can't
yeah.
just like keep starting at ground
I,
zero
Yeah,
again.
I
that's real.
agree. I mean, I think especially, I actually have not, I don't do writing that's like designed to be published or put anywhere else by hand.
Yeah.
But I think that's actually where it would be really helpful because it can be so frustrating to be like starting no, but actually just like get something down.
Right.
Actually, you know what? This piece that I'm working on something about this. Sorry.
Great.
About
workshop
Mary?
it.
No, about writing
Creativity?
by
Okay.
hand, actually. Just
Sure.
like this experience of like writing by hand,
Yeah.
what it's like.
Mhm.
And it started actually in the journal. So
There
there you go. So
okay.
there's something there.
There
actually.
is a big movement right now back to
Mhm.
the pen.
Mhm.
Like there's
Taking
this
to the pen.
fancy stationery shop that just opened
Mhm.
around me, and they are like the way they are beckoning for people to come in
Where do you
and get
live?
Park Slope.
Uh-huh. I went to his fancy stationery shop in Prospect Heights.
Oh, yes. I
Yeah.
know exactly the one you're talking about.
think I
It's
know
like
the one.
the sister to that one.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
And it's like painted this gorgeous, like rich
Yeah.
red color, and it smells like Palo Santo. It's like you want to go in and get involved.
Right.
It's basically like Bible thumping on the subway. It's like we want to get you excited
yeah.
about
I think
this.
it's worth it.
I do too.
I agree.
I just do. I'm like,
Yeah.
just do it.
Just
I
get a
think-
fun pen.
Get
A fun pen changes everything,
Yeah.
quite
You
frankly.
need- I mean, this was the thing, and this was kind of the genesis of this essay that I'm publishing. I swear, y'all, on my Substack, which I haven't published anything on in like 2 years. No worries.
Awesome.
Like that. Anytime I write in the journal, I spend the first page and I'm doing like morning pages.
Yeah.
So in the first like page, writing about how the pen I'm using feels with the notebook and like where I'm writing. And it's like all about like the medium.
Yes.
I'm like, no, I want to get to the idea. But then it's like, actually, what if the idea is like the medium is necessary?
Well, you have to, it's like,
that's the channel.
I feel that way about meditation where like sometimes nothing happens, but then sometimes for the first 10 minutes, it's like every single thought and feeling that's happening. And then all of a sudden it's like, wait, there's like nothing. Or I'm just, there's something else that's here.
I've never gotten there with meditation.
Really?
It has been, it's a white whale of mine to develop the meditation practice. I'm sure at some point, or I imagine at some point in my life, it'll come to me.
I think that I need to back off of like thinking that every person needs to be a meditator. Like not everyone needs to do it this much. But I'm always telling,
How many hours? Minutes?
I mean, hours. No, sometimes it is hours, but
how many consecutive days?
But it's how many? Like I'll do like 30 minutes and then I'll do like 30 minutes later.
30 minutes.
Oh yeah. There's nothing better than when you hit like 25. That's when like
you're in the zone.
You're like in space.
Oh,
it's like not. Cool. You're like not.
I've never gotten there, and I need to.
This is like people who say you can get a runner's high. I'm like, I've been running, but
I've done
like,
that.
Have you done it?
Yes, and the trick
what's it like?
is you push past something.
Right, exactly.
It's like the worst pain you've ever felt.
Kind of.
Or you're just
it's
bored.
So boring. Running is so boring.
It's the worst thing in the world.
The thing is, I would say I would get what I would describe as a runner's high 1 out of every 3 or 4 times.
Exactly. I mean, that's
it's not every time.
I would
Same
say,
thing. It's a net.
Yeah.
It's a rod you cast and you hope.
And
with meditation as well, it's like not every day. And usually
it's like the rod because it's like piercing. I don't like piercing the fish. I want to catch it, but the piercing of the fish is kind of brutal.
You know what?
You brutalize it a little bit.
Well, you know what feels like intimidating about like the rod metaphor is like there's one singular thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But with like
I want
a
to
net,
have an area. Yeah, exactly.
I just want to like explore.
That's why I'm drawn to it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then accidentally catch one dolphin.
Yeah,
exactly. Sure.
One big tuna.
Yeah.
Sorry, keep going.
I forget.
No, meditation. Because I had something to say.
You're floating in space.
Right, but not all. A lot of times, most days, it's just like yesterday, I meditated and it was like that didn't stop, and I'm like, that sucks because I meditate so that I don't have to.
Of course,
so that I can move away.
And you know what? This has been always my challenge with meditation is that I turn to it when I need it most, which is when I'm being most kind of besieged by my thoughts.
Right.
And when you clear space for it, before the thoughts go away, they actually rush in.
They rush in, yeah.
And so it's like, it's actually like uncomfortable before it's comfortable.
Yeah.
And I've never really pushed past that. I'm always like, this sucks. I'm thinking about all the shit I don't want to think about.
And it feels like there's no way out.
Right. But it's actually like, that is the thing.
That
You're
is
like,
the way out.
kind of it. The way, it's
the only way out is through,
situation.
Unfortunately.
Oh, it sucks.
Totally.
I hate it.
I know.
My issue with meditation doesn't matter if I'm like doing it in a class or at the end of a class or alone. Like I am so aware of like, I can feel my eyes moving behind my eyelids. Like I start to get really physical with it where I'm like this, like I'm too focused on the physicality. And I feel like that prevents me from transcending to wherever you go. Yeah. And I want to go where you go.
My friend has been like, for like 2 years, has been like, your problems will be solved if you go to this boring as fuck, free 10-day no phone meditation retreat. And I'm like, that is a lot of vacation time to take for something that I guarantee you I will fucking hate.
Absolutely.
That said, maybe it will heal me, but it's a risk.
It is.
Yes.
It's a risk.
10 days is a long time.
Bro, it's a long time.
Do you have to go to like a cabin somewhere?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. It's always in a cabin.
I mean, I've been like, dabbling with like phone.
Headspace, whatever.
Yeah, well, I'll like leave my phone in another room intentionally for a really long time. And even then I'm like, well, I gotta go see.
Yeah.
I just have to investigate. It's 10 days would be like such a purge that I've never known.
No, I know. It's scary.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never been away from my phone for that long.
That's a long time to be away from.
But look what Mary Shelley had to do to get to Frankenstein.
Exactly.
She had to be under the cloud of ash.
Under a cloud of ash. I mean, it helps. I do think phone equals bad.
Phone equals bad.
I'm so
Screen
back
equals
to basics.
bad.
I know everybody knows it.
It's good.
Yeah. You know my other stuff that I do? I talk about this all the time. I'm an evangelist for this idea. I don't sleep with my phone in my room. I have an alarm clock.
Try the alarm clock.
I should do that because my phone sits on my bed and
It like sits on your face, basically.
Yeah, my phone literally like sleeps on my chest, like chest to chest, like a newborn.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
also
like really
lately, like
bleak out there. Yeah.
I do I turn my light off like 11 p.m., but I'm up until like 1:30, just sort of there. And then of course my phone is just like beckoning me to.
Yeah.
Of course.
You're like,
No,
but
that's-
if you
that's when
watch
read
this
Frankenstein.
one more day in the life video
Yeah,
of
yeah,
a
yeah.
girl who's making eggs, just like you do, like it's like, why
Yeah.
do I want that even?
Of
I live it
course.
every day.
Yeah.
No. I mean, but we want it so
We
bad.
want it.
We have no choice but to
It
want it.
actually is like, you know what I read recently I read a while ago, and then the quote was returned to me that I thought was so smart, but that like the idea of one of the things that is compelling about an algorithm is that it actually is kind of satisfying one of your ideas, the impulse for creation. That like participating in an algorithm feels actually creative because you're kind of building it, especially these really dynamic
and it's
algorithms.
yours and it's bespoke to
it
you.
feels
Yeah.
so
It feels
like
personal.
validating.
It feels like this kind of perverse form of writing, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so maybe a way of like addressing that a little bit is like, actually writing or actually making something else.
Yes.
Because actually what you're maybe part of what you're wanting is not just passive consumption, but it is active curation of stuff.
I am
Totally.
getting there
Mm-hmm.
personally because everything is becoming so boring. Like TV is so boring.
So boring.
Movies, like I have to
Awful.
be in a movie theater. Like
Yeah.
the screen has to be 800 times my size.
And you can't be allowed to be on your phone.
Right.
Movie
Correct.
theaters are everything.
And books, I've been really into books. And I'm also like, lately I've been like, if I'm bored, just write in your journal or like
yeah.
do something like, create clips for our podcast that get 5 views. It's like, yes,
Yeah,
that's what I
everything.
love.
Yes, those 5 views mean so much.
They mean the world to
They mean
me.
so much.
That's 5
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
That's 5 people somewhere.
Yeah.
Talk about
And
a
they're
net.
all like, oh,
3
another
people.
the
podcast.
net's small, but
Yeah,
we
exactly.
do be catching a few
Yeah,
every
yeah,
now
yeah.
and then.
That's how it
yeah,
goes. That's how
of
it
course,
goes.
Yeah.
of course.
I just posted a video of me, and I have to say, a ton of followers on Twitter. I have
do.
seriously a bajillion followers
No,
on Twitter.
seriously,
It's
so many.
Totally.
unbelievable.
It's unbecoming, quite
It's
frankly.
actually
It's uncouth.
It's unbecoming. It's
yeah,
wrong.
some would say gratuitous.
I posted a video last year for Halloween. I was at the singer's like Halloween party. I was part of the band that was a Talking Heads cover band, and I got to sing lead. I was like a backup singer, but I guess I was like lead
fun.
on one of my favorite songs, "Life During Wartime." And I just got the video of it, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I watched the video. I was like, "I think this is good. I think I sound good. The band sounds amazing. I'm gonna post it." I posted it on Twitter, and it got like 40 likes, which is like, oh my god.
The
I have-
Hive said, ooh.
I was like,
Not
I have
for us.
100,000 followers. Actually, I have 100,000.
Like, where are
They're like,
you?
hey, we prefer
The
I was like,
silence
yo, I
is-
was like,
dimensional.
and I literally was so sincere in it. I was like, hey guys, like this is something I'm really proud of that I did. I think was a really cool project, and it was kind of a dream come true for me to be able to sing lead in this band. And I hope you guys like it. And 40 people, most of whom were people who are like probably trying to have
Inner
sex with
circle.
me.
Oh,
were
sure.
like,
Mhm.
hey, or maybe not even. Like I wish.
And then the next day you tweet
40
like
people.
pee pee poo poo and it gets like
You know what? And I
800,000
actually
likes.
specifically, I was like, because I wanted to
I'm gonna make it
dive
dumb
into
this
that
time.
feeling
Yeah.
more. I was like, I'm gonna tweet something so dumb.
Stinky
And
fart.
Here's what
Stinky
I
fart.
tweeted. I tweeted, being gay is amazing. You get to post a picture of Vera Farmiga. And then I posted a picture of Vera Farmiga and it got
And I was
10
like, yeah.
it got 10,000
Yeah,
likes.
yeah.
10,000 likes, like hundreds of retweets. And I was like,
So
back to
humbling.
back, I was like, this is a tough spread.
Right.
Like,
Yes.
Okay.
Like
heard,
as soon as my
heard.
like physical form, voice,
Yeah.
energy comes into play, it's actually.
my genuine artistry.
They're
I'm
like, so hey, we hated every moment of that.
exactly.
Yeah, go back
But
to
if you could go back to pee pee
poops.
poo poo, that would be
Yeah.
They're like, what about the Vera? Something
Yeah, there was something there that
It's like
I felt
the
like
blurry
you
photo
needed
of Vera
to.
Farmiga was funny. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, it sucks.
and I'm like, should I bump the other video? It's like, no, girl, you can't bump it. But
No.
I might anyway. I don't care.
Well, link us, please, for
Yeah.
the love of God.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing I
Put it
want
in the
more
show
than to
notes or
see you
whatever.
flex those pipes.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Right.
Can I tell you
Send it to
guys an amazing
Mhm.
idea that I had? It didn't come to me in a dream, unfortunately, but I went and saw Alabama Shakes at Forest Hills.
Mhm.
It was an amazing performance.
Mhm.
And the lead singer, Brittany Howard, has just like,
She's
oh,
amazing.
Yeah,
Oh
she's
my God.
insane.
She's such a good singer.
couldn't even sing along. Like,
Oh,
it's
no.
something that you just have to sing inside and not out loud. But I was thinking, like, there should be some type of like raffle or contest that a band like Alabama Shakes does, where they're like, if you win, Brittany Howard steps out of the studio. You get the full weight of the band behind you,
Totally.
And you can
and
sing whatever
you
song?
get to sing lead on this song.
I would die.
Oh
of
my
joy.
god, that
And-
is a really good idea.
Like, someone run it up the chain.
yeah.
I mean,
I mean, that is for a band to do a raffle like that. I mean, that is a good ass idea.
Yeah.
It's a
good idea.
And it's also like, it's gonna be silly because of course I'm not hitting her high notes or her low notes, or quite frankly, her mid notes
some of the mid
either.
ones are gonna be tough.
The mid ones are gonna be hard for me personally.
Right.
That's like, do you guys know the song Down Together by the Refreshments?
No.
Listen to it after if I guess you want to, but also no pressure. It's one of those songs where like you will never know where to go, high or low. So you're going to be doing both the whole time.
Oh my God. Right. that is the dream.
Yeah.
I mean,
it actually is like a dream come true to do that. And I would enter the raffle.
Like
I would
A
enter the
Star is
raffle.
Born with Lady Gaga when
Oh my God.
that moment where she's singing.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
like every single daydream that I ever had as a child was like that
everything we
happening.
want. This is like the kind of sort of immature karaoke fantasy I have, which is that like, and why I was like this moment. So it's like, I want to fully express my emotional self, which I can't ever do in life because nobody ever really can. It's like writing where it's always kind of imperfect. There's always a barrier, but I want to do it fully in song.
Yes.
Of course.
At karaoke. It's like, I always have this fantasy of me at karaoke expressing myself to kind of like people who've scorned me and people who my ops and people who've underestimated me or maligned me or whatever. I want a room full of those people and I want to give the karaoke performance
of a fucking lifetime.
That makes me rise above.
Yes.
Can I tell you something?
And every time I do karaoke, often I am in a situation where I'm
every
with
time I
ops.
do it, I'm like, this is why I'm hot by Mims.
Right. It's not
They're
about
like,
vocal ability.
They're like, I didn't know that was what was in you.
Okay, so can I say that I have borne out that
Really?
exact scenario? It wasn't karaoke, but I'll tell the story quickly. I made the bad decision to go abroad one year when I was in college, and I went on this thing called Semester at Sea, which is where you're on a boat.
Sure.
Yes.
It was my hell. I didn't get along with anyone. Everyone hated me for some reason.
Crap.
I like had a lot of self-worth issues at the time. Anyway,
I bet.
I was struggling the entire time. I was emailing my mom being like, get me out of here. This is hell. And
You're
they were
like, I'm
cool.
a C right now.
I'm a C and I'm at C.
Yeah.
And at the end of so I had made a couple of friends who were my like in the cabin next to me, and they were like music people and I was a music person. So we kind of were like playing around one time and we were singing, and there ended up being this like showcase, like talent show basically towards the end of the semester. And me and my friend Dalen, we did, of course, we did Jeff Buckley's Hallelujah,
So good.
which is a classic for a reason.
Just works.
And he played guitar and I sang, and like truly as soon as these people all had scorned me, like so many people had like been so mean to me the entire time. I get on stage, you could hear a pin drop. There's a video of like girls over here like looking at each other and being like,
You have it on video?
I have it on video.
Stop.
Afterwards,
Drop
there's
the
a
fucking
standing
tapes.
ovation. Like everyone's freaking out. Whoever was taking the video,
Chills.
like, yeah, I got
Sweaty
people coming.
and chills at the same time.
I suddenly had friends.
Oh my God. You actually did live it.
Like literally, I lived it.
Wait,
It was awesome.
I actually do legit have chills. Like I actually am like thinking about that. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Do you
Oh my
wanna,
God.
This is insane because when I used to play sports and we would like have to run, like the one fantasy that would like get me going in my head is like, I am going to sing a song so powerful at the auditorium at Assembly on Monday that like all the boys will want to have their way with me.
Right.
Like
it's so what
I'm
we
going to make
want.
an impression with my voice in
Yeah.
this instrument that
There's
I'll
like
learn.
absolution through
Right.
music.
Right.
And it's
song.
like it's the classic thing where like the girl who's invisible.
The girls.
Yeah.
You see them on video?
Yeah, you see them on video. They're sitting like down
And
on
they're
the
like-
floor, and they're like,
By the way, I like do a bit. Sorry. I used to do this bit that's about like what it feels like to perform and how it's like you get on stage, everybody, and it feels like, oh, you're performing at the talent show and the music just stops. And then you know, kind of doing a riff on the like, whatever, Mean Girls, sort of whatever.
Totes.
And you have all the girls in the audience being like, oh, look at her. She looks so scared.
Yeah.
And then you start singing and that's like amazing.
Right.
You literally had it.
and they're like totally humbled. Like we're not expecting that. It's like, yeah, bitch.
I cannot believe you lived that experience.
Yeah.
I need.
Like,
I
It's
need.
one of my favorite
there are a
moments
lot
I've
of
ever had.
follow-ups actually.
Okay.
I need the Talking Heads cover performance,
Yeah.
and then Carey.
that's free
That's
on.
live.
That's on Twitter.
Well, I'll find it.
Gotta
And
scroll back,
you will
but-
have 41 likes
Yeah,
after
yeah,
this,
yeah.
and I'll make sure of it.
I,
And
I deleted my ex account because I'm progressive.
Thank you. Thank you.
because
Someone
I
had to.
stand
Yeah.
for justice.
I cannot believe. I want to see that video too.
I'll send it.
I can't believe this is the first time you're bringing this up. That's
I'm
like
surprised.
such a pivotal.
Also, can I say my
Huge.
mom like texts me occasionally being like watching the video.
Oh my God. It's a family staple.
Because she was like, I know how hard of a time you were having, and that was an amazing moment.
No. That's not real. Like
Yeah.
that's like a kind of romantic fantasy that it's like
Yeah.
I have long made peace with like that. It will never occur. It's actually fake. It doesn't happen to anyone. It happened
happens.
to you.
Yeah.
In exactly the way. You're like, everybody's being a fucking bitch to
Right.
me. They don't know my soul.
Right.
And if they saw it, they would like it. And then you showed them and they
This
were like,
is-
yeah, fuck.
You were awesome. And all the popular girls were like being nice to me. And it ended up actually,
It's always that way. Once you flex a
how did
talent.
it was hard. Like it was, you know, when like people win the lottery, but like they have never known how to have money.
Yes,
so like
totally.
they lose it all.
Yeah.
That's kind of what happened. Like I
You
flew too close
burnt
to the sun.
Flash in the pan kind of moment, everybody paying attention. You didn't know how to manage it all.
And it was like right towards the end of the semester. So like there really was no time to build on these relationships.
Painful.
Yeah.
But it was a nice way for me to be like, hey. Also, I do think like I had to have all of like the bad times and the darkness for that to be able to come out.
So you're
you
like
know?
an amazing singer. Or
No.
you sing.
You
like
are
I
a
like
good
to sing.
singer.
Yeah, I like to
You
sing.
were in a cappella groups in
Was I?
college.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
like a real,
You're
you're
like
a
a
true
singer.
blue musician.
I like to sing.
Do you,
Yeah.
do you sing still?
I sing like in my apartment.
Totally.
But not, my mom was always like, you should be, anytime I'm like, hey, listen to my podcast, she was like, why don't you do something with singing? And I'm like, if I put a song out, you would be like, why don't you go be a farmer? Like, you don't want me to do anything.
Singing is hard. It's hard to find a place to do it.
Yeah.
And also it's different than songwriting. But there's ways of singing that
Do you sing like
well, I mean,
outside of Talking Heads cover band?
the Talking Heads cover band. For a little while I was doing shape note singing, but
What's
I kind
that?
of stopped doing that. Shape note singing is like this. I was doing it at this church in Manhattan. It's basically like a kind of a Quaker Protestant singing tradition, early American singing tradition. It's called shape note because it's all like hymnal singing, and the hymns are written in like a kind of a simplified solfege.
Okay.
So it's like the notes are written with shapes, and those 4 shapes indicate like what part of the solfege scale.
Oh, interesting.
Like, so it's, there's 4 and they're kind of doubled. And the idea of it, and I never quite got there, is that you get good enough at it that it becomes really easy to sight read.
Okay.
Because you just kind of internalize the solfege of it, which
Word.
it's really cool. It's cool. The thing that kept me not going back was that like I wanted to. I'm a slow learner with music.
Yeah.
And I wanted to like have a song, really get into it, really enjoy it. And there would be songs I would love and I'd be like, I want to do that again. But we would just move on.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to be taught. I want to have a director who's like, let's do that part again. Altos,
I love
you're
going
flat.
through all the different like
Yes.
the phrases. Oh,
Did you
You
play
should
an
get involved. You should do
I
a
know.
choir. I think you'd love it.
I have looked into it and I just have never like
Yeah.
I get too scared and
I
I,
get
don't
it.
know.
I sent an email today to a music school being like, I want to take voice lessons and like maybe with piano lessons as well.
Yeah.
Just 'cause I was like, whatever, I don't have to do it for anyone.
I've thought about, and this is like so humiliating, but like making a TikTok. Ugh. But just
do
like
it.
separately from my other TikTok that obviously does numbers every single day.
Big
Post
numbers.
it on your regular
FYI.
one. Like I also
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be. I mean, maybe this is easier. For, like I don't. Maybe this is easier for me to say because I'm like, oh, I have a creative thing that like finds an audience, and so
Right.
it's easy for me to be like, I'm going to do a creative thing that doesn't. Like
Right.
I posted this thing, 40 likes, being like, all right, like
Right.
y'all didn't want me to do the Talking Heads cover. Guess what, bitch? I'm still gonna do it.
I'm gonna be.
And I'm on my Finsta. I'm posting bad maudlin piano covers of songs. I don't give a fuck.
Oh
I
my
don't give a fuck.
God.
I was
Following
gonna
your
ask.
Finsta.
So you played piano growing up?
No, I like learned it in the past 10 years, just chords, just so I could sing along to it.
Yeah.
Totally.
I do.
So-
I
and
did the same with
poorly.
guitar. Yeah.
Yeah. I just need to be able to be like, I look at the
Clunking
tabs.
around.
To tinker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love
To
looking at the
tinker.
tabs.
But I was like, I would love to have a little bit more so that I can have a little more fluidity.
Yeah. It's also a perfect apartment instrument. Like there's,
exactly.
you can get a little keyboard.
I love my.
And then you can accompany other people. It's kind of nice. You got a
That
guitar?
is nice. I have a guitar and a keyboard, and they collect dust in my room. But I like.
Get back out there.
I know it's.
Knowing you
know.
have this experience, I'm like, you got to do it. By the way, it's everything. Music is everything.
Music
It's
is
so-
Music is
everything.
everything.
Well,
I
we were
know.
just talking because I was going to bring up the Lily Allen album,
which I have not listened
which
to.
you haven't
yet,
listened
of
to.
course.
Have you listened to it?
Like the first 2 songs.
Okay.
My instinct was, I was like, I don't want to listen to it.
Okay, that's
It's a
fair.
little too literal / I think it's tough when people talk about people who are real.
No, and
So
it's like the most
publicly,
real
like,
thing you've ever heard.
I know, and I'm a little bit like, it's one thing when you're talking about like, oh, this random guy that is unnamed, but I'm like, this is a person, like,
right, and he is gonna get death threats.
yeah, a little bit, and I'm like,
Totes.
I know as an artist, in theory, some people think you have the right to write about everyone, but I'm like, listen, there's a lot of jokes I want to do about my parents, but those guys are around.
Sure.
I actually don't know. There's jokes I want to do about my exes. I'm like, it doesn't actually feel right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't. And I tried that and then I quit comedy.
See.
We do have to go.
We have a single minute, but I do feel like we should end on a high note. We just, sorry to keep you,
No,
but we just want to get your thoughts.
I
about
know.
the segment.
I'm like
We're
addicted to
rolling.
this
Yeah.
vibe.
Me
Oh,
too.
Take it away.
so that was the end of that conversation.
So by the way, end of that.
And
Moving forward.
That one's fucking done.
And
So-
actually,
done.
period, moving on.
Wrapped it up.
We do a closing segment called Message in a Bottle.
Mhm.
It's where we just send a love note out into the ether for something that we feel grateful for
Mhm.
that has happened to us recently.
Mhm.
Do you want to go?
Sure. My message in a bottle goes out to neighborhood casts of characters who you just like always are running into all the time. I've got my man at the front of the park who's always dancing to a boombox.
Mhm.
I've got my man on the subway platform who's always playing his trumpet. His name is Evans Charles. Evans with an
Evans
S at the
Charles.
end, plural, Evans.
Mhm.
And I've discovered a new one. And he's an old man who lives like down the street from me.
Mhm.
And every Saturday he sings karaoke out of his window to himself.
Oh, so sweet.
And he's in a wheelchair and he's just vibing, window wide open.
Mhm.
And it's just important to feel like you have your little cast of characters. And I feel so grateful for them. And they're so steady. They're always there, same time, same day.
Right, they're all musical.
And they're all musical
And
in
they all have
some
relationships with
capacity.
music,
It's
yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it connects us all.
Music is something that if you invest in, it will be with you your whole life.
It's true.
You're right.
It's important.
Yeah.
I think that's a lesson.
That is a lesson. Hey,
And for me. And for you.
I constantly get nudged by the universe about this. I did an ayahuasca journey like 6 years ago where all I saw was like me at a piano and I was like, I don't even play piano, but okay.
It was beckoning.
But they were like,
It was
you
a
gotta be
Frankenstein
doing
that
this.
came to you in your
need to do
dreams.
it.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
it's and try to like
Divorce it from the output,
you won't get
the outcome.
famous on
no,
TikTok
and
for
I
it.
don't want to get like I don't.
It's not for you. But
just
or
wanna
it
make-
is, and
It's
that's
not- hey,
surprising. But
But you
You
know
don't
what
give
TikTok
star
is?
energy.
Because I feel that pressure. It's
Yeah,
like
just
your
not for you,
accountability
whatever.
partner. It's like I'm producing and I'm like sharing it and it like
Yeah.
keeps you accountable in
but
some way.
It's important to put it out.
Yeah, I think I'm the kind of girl who's like I love to sing in my apartment, like or like
Yeah.
when I used to drive. I love singing
Oh
in
my
the
God,
car.
I mean,
What could be better?
Singing in the car, I mean, it's
Transcendent.
just unbelievable.
Behind these hazel eyes.
Yeah.
And especially
Of
when there's like
course.
a room with good acoustics, like
Mhm.
my like the hallway in my apartment is
Mhm.
like kind of cavernous,
Mhm.
and I sound amazing in
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
course.
it's the best.
If people
Oh my
were
God.
come to my
I
apartment,
love singing in my apartment.
it's the
Best
best
ever.
It's the best.
And then it's like if anyone hears me, you're welcome.
Of
Yeah,
course.
Like
don't give a fuck.
Ever since moving to New York, I used to be like really like self-conscious about anyone hearing me,
Whatever.
but it's like who cares? I hear you playing violin upstairs, like, and it's
Whatever.
awesome.
By the way, if you've got a problem, tell me.
Yeah.
I'll
Of
do it
course,
late.
knock on my
I'll be
door.
thoughtful, but you're allowed to sing. It's your apartment.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's okay.
Honda.
Okay, I'll do mine.
Okay.
This honestly goes back to another conversation we had, but last night I made a recipe out of a cookbook,
Mhm.
a real cookbook, not
That's new for
on
you.
the internet. And I don't cook. Like
Mhm.
I'm eating Amy's frozen meals. I'm
Mhm.
eating not good food.
Mhm.
But it was like so nice. I just didn't have to look at my phone the entire time, except for to like occasionally set a timer.
Text cookbook.
So it's text cookbook, and it like I was like, yes. But going back to like being analog, like it has a little instructions. There's not a 10-page preamble about how the author really loves this recipe because their kids love it or whatever.
And they got the
fuck.
KitchenAid for free, of
Ugh,
course.
Jesus, and it's
we
just
know.
it was so nice. It's tasted so good. Like yes.
What was it? Name names.
It was very easy. It was like a sheet pan chicken and veggies with like this honey Dijon spicy
I
sauce.
mean,
It was really good.
Sounds fab.
It was awesome.
That could be in store for me tonight.
Do it.
Maybe.
I'm gonna order.
I'm like,
DoorDash.
you know what? I'm seeing that it's 8. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
after
not
after I
doing all that,
podcast,
but
I'm like, hey, I put in a lot of
like,
work today.
yeah,
Like
you deserve.
I deserve.
Yeah.
It's a
Westville
takeout
salad.
evening for me, of course.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Do you have one?
Yes, I do have one. way I got distracted. So
okay.
now I can't think of what it was. I'll kind of push back or sorry, not push
Push
back.
back on what you're saying, Carey.
I disagree. No, I'm going to say musical because I'm going to say like it was really nice to revisit this video of me singing a year ago. And I remember being so nervous for it. And you can kind of tell in the video that I'm nervous. It's like I get more nervous to sing on stage than I do to do anything else on stage. But you know what? It's like we rehearsed a lot. I sound good. And the band sounds amazing.
Right.
And I was like, this was a band of like 6-7 other people. I was like the least qualified musician there. Like at least 2 of the people in the band are like full-time musicians, more or less, just dripping with talent. So I felt really grateful that like I got to do it with them, that they trusted me with it, and that like I got to sing with a band that sounded really good. And it was like, you can't really actually tell this in the video. The room is massive. The room is like, it was like 1,000 people.
That's
scary. Sorry. That's probably not true.
But
at somewhere between 300 and 600 people.
That's a lot.
A ton of people.
That's a ton of people.
It's like, that's like one of the bigger audiences I've ever performed in front of. And it was me getting to sing this song. And I'm grateful that my life has allowed that because I love singing. And I also like having a thing that I don't feel like I have to be the best at.
Right.
I don't have to be the best at it. I just have to like it and try hard and be good at it and take the opportunities to share it if they come. And if not, I'd be happy to do it with myself.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's so
grateful for
it's
that.
fun to have something where it's just like, this is fun.
Yeah.
And the second it's not fun, I don't have to do it anymore.
I don't have to do it. If it's feeling
But
too stressful, then
this is my
we'll leave
fun
it.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so special. I'm so glad that you got to do that.
I can't wait to watch the video.
What a warm podcast.
Yay.
Thank you for joining us.
that.
And like, thanks of course for entertaining like 15 to 20 minutes of yogurt talk. Carey, of course, says no more of that on this show. But
I'm pro yogurt.
It was fine.
And it was
Didn't
about your
bother-
idiosyncratic lifestyle.
It
We needed to know
didn't
about
bother
that.
okay.
It didn't bother me.
It's
Don't
just,
worry.
when you give me an inch, I'm going to say it's going to go
We
down
asked,
the
we
yogurt.
asked.
It's going to be a yogurt mile. Yeah.
It's going to be a yogurt
Trust, I'll make it a yogurt mile.
mile. Well, thank you, Charlie, for being here.
This is the time
This
of our
was so
lives.
fun.
Thank you for
Loved it.
joining us.
And thank you to our school.
And thank you to our school and my aunts and uncles who are probably listening. We love you guys.
Love you
Bye,
guys.
everyone.
Bye.